Here we go. Welcome. Let's get some stuff going here. Let me find my stuff. Boom. Here we go. We'll come back to that one.
Adam, does your wife allow you to turn the heat on your house or jack it full time?
Was
Is it?
Anthony breaking up just for me, or is
I
that
was gonna say
Anthony?
no. It was really.
Were you commenting on my jacket, Anthony? Is that what?
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
asking if it was really cold in your house.
I don't know why my office in the basement is like really cold, but the rest of the basement is fine. So I actually literally had like a sock cap on yesterday. It was so cold in my office.
Nice.
And as you are aware, I have really nothing heating me on the top here. So
You do have outlets down there, right? Like you could plug a space heater in.
I had one and it broke last winter and I didn't replace it. And Kaseya just doesn't pay me enough to like replace those kind of things often. So if anybody here wants to gift me a space heater.
Oh my God. Adam's asking for a GoFundMe, Andrew.
I
What do
was
you
just
make of
gonna
that?
say you literally took the words out of my mouth. Let's get a GoFundMe going here for Adam. All right. So Chip, let's kick it on off. How's your week been? What's new? What's exciting?
Been a very busy week so far. A lot going on with the Inky transition. That's taken up probably 5 meetings a day for me, which is good. Big win of the week is, when AWS shit the bed, that had no impact on anything that I touched. So I was really happy about that. Assume you're going to want to talk about that one later. Oh yeah, you have it on the agenda. I
Got
see
that
that.
right there.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, look, wins of the week are about all kinds of different topics, right? But one of them is often sales. I will definitely, harken back to the Inky deal. That the amount of push through that we're getting on that is crazy, like way more than I think anyone even expected. So that's a good thing. That tells me that, I should have listened to Enrique and some other people who were whispering Inky in my ear long before this thing even became a deal. So there you go.
Is Enrique on? No, he's not. Oh, so Chip, why do you think that is? Like why and so do you use Inky? I think maybe he did as well. I
Oh
forget.
yeah, I'm a pro Inky. I've hated Graphis since day one. So I think even when we had Rania, I brought up Inky that one time she was on this call too. So I've been happy as pig and shit.
Why, like, what's different about it? Like, there's so many of these platforms. What's unique about it? What's making the difference if you're a partner out there that may be on a different platform? Why are you so excited about it?
So it's the fact that from a management perspective, I literally have to do nothing once it's deployed. It's managed entirely by end users. We barely ever have any tickets come in for anything. It's very good with its AI platform of recognizing what links to block, what to allow through. So from a MSP managed perspective, I mean the ROI is beautiful. It is just absolutely beautiful. And customer experience wise, I've never had one customer ever complain about it the way I've had with other products. The only other one in the market I haven't really messed around with is Avanon, which I've heard good things, but I don't have experience with that one. So,
Okay.
and from a support perspective, I mean, the Inky support team is small, and I think that's their strength because every tech I speak to there knows the product in depth. So it's not like going to Sonic Wall or some of these other guys where, you get John Doe from wherever and he's just reading a book to you and
Oh,
you
we have John
spend a
Doe on
week
the
going,
call.
yeah. And you go back and forth for a week to
Right.
get nowhere. Like I literally know those guys by name. They know me. Like it's kind of like this with the SaaS alerts. It's that kind of relationship that makes everything like really smooth. That was kind of the reason I like SaaS alerts as well, because it reminded me so much of Inky. Like that's the kind of vendor I really look for.
Got it. Just
Yeah,
to
that's
be
interesting feedback. I'll
just
answer your question a different way, Andrew.
yeah.
Um, I the Inky's inclusion along with Entra Backup now into K365 user just has jacked the value of that product up so much, of that as a package SKU with a whole bunch of things in it. that's where we're seeing a lot of the interest. We have a lot of existing Inky customers that are flocking in and saying, okay, well, I've got Inky already, and now I want user. I want the whole package. And it makes sense, right? You're covering the entire user population of everyone that's in a Microsoft 365 or a Google Workspace domain, and they're getting kind of the soup to nuts experience of everything security. So um, it's I'm really pleased with the reaction.
Good. I was just going to say, in fairness to Corey, the Solutions Granted team is very much like, I think, what CG described. Corey, what's it like to go the other way, getting put into an engine like that, coming from a very intimate, everybody loves you, you provide that kind of support to a
No,
bigger.
so, and this is, so it's been 2 years since the acquisition, or actually, I think it's next month. It's been 2 years. And we're still able to maintain our previous identity as an MSSP where, any new endpoint MDR offering they want me to create, I insist and demand I have a dedicated team of support people for that, because that exact experience that he's talking about is what made us so successful. It makes a lot of companies successful because, and I talk crap about SonicWall support all the time, because you'll call into the United States number and get someone over in India all the time. And it's a level 1 person and more about the product than they do. I hate that with a passion, right? So at least under our managed security services side of SonicWall, we still maintain that intimate feeling, right? Like you'll know the people on that side. If you come to us for SentinelOne, you'll know who the onboarding people and the support people are by name. Same with any of the other offerings we do as a service, to include the SaaS side, right? There's a very, very high chance if you onboard SaaS alerts with us, you're going to get Zach, who's down there somewhere, right? And it's that intimate feeling, without getting left field on that one, is what really separates organizations. Because again, when there's an issue and you need a support ticket open and you need to talk with someone on the phone, they should know about the product and get you to the answer as soon as possible.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, I want to follow on endorsement there for Solutions Granted. I still don't think of them as SonicWall, but I'll say this about your statement. How does it feel for Corey to get absorbed into that? It's pretty telling to me that Corey, who in my mind is essentially the technical co-founder of Solutions Granted, almost immediately got sucked into all kinds of stuff for SonicWall. Like, it's just a testament to his capability as a person. And yet he remains completely engaged with this community, and, Zach is on top of it. And big praise, Corey. Yeah, I know you've had a tall hill to climb, and you've done it with grace.
Just trying to make me blush. Come on, man.
Oh, no doubt. Although I do, you mentioned
Nobody could see it against your red beard.
Corey, you did mention if we call in for SaaS alerts, we might get Zach. I did notice there's no jacket, and
he took it off. I came back to a meeting after another meeting, and they all changed back into their normal attire, and I'm just like, okay, you know what?
Okay, because people are expecting a jacket now when they call in for SaaS alert support.
That's it. Hold them accountable.
All right. Who else has got some wins out there? Anyone have some cool stuff to share this week? No.
I mean,
go.
Like, it's a bigger picture thing.
Yeah, go.
A win to me is the amount of visibility a lot of organizations are getting around configuration, right? And a lot of the attacks. So a lot of the compromises, to include us, to include a bunch of other organizations that have been heavily targeted and attacked in the last month, is bringing a lot of education and light that I'm seeing a lot of changes happening. So to me, that's amazing. I can't tell you how many organizations, no matter what type of technology, whether it's cloud, endpoint, network, right, where you go into an environment where people think that the product will save them from everything. I just install the product and I'm done. It's protecting me, right? Or I put this antivirus and EDR in place and it's there, so I'm protected. I put this firewall in place, so it's protected. I just put SaaS alerts there, so it's protected. I think a lot of more organizations and people in this industry are starting to realize configuration is the priority. It's the most important aspect of it. And then the importance of monitoring is super important as well.
Mhm.
So to me, that's a win, right? But just the amount of education that a lot of our industry is starting to receive right now. It sucks how they're receiving it, but
Well, I think said differently, Corey, but said typifying what you say. I mean, look at the adoption of things like Enforcer, SIP, SaaS alerts. I mean, this was an industry, if you think about it, 3 years ago, didn't really have any of these tools. And you're talking about adoption if you looked across the board on configuration tools around 365, just those three alone, you're talking probably 25,000 MSPs just off the top of your head. So it's it's
or
definitely
even
yeah.
the acquisition of Inky, right? So the capabilities of API based solutions compared to the old gateway solutions, right? The far more expansive capabilities and technology that brings to do more than just email, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So it's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Any others before we transition to now again, we don't know if this is deep fake Leron or real Leron, but I'm assuming it's real Leron on the call. It looks like real Leron for the time being, going into the AI topic. Leron, how are you, bud? We have I don't know, we have 1 minute left. So Chip, maybe next week we could pick up on the AWS instance. I'll just in the last minute show. I found a great article, and maybe you guys can all look at it and read it, and then we can talk about it next week. Um, Let me share my screen, and then I'll put the article in chat. So I'll put the article in chat, but the visual was so well done. They Down Detector had a cool 17 million reported um, sites down, check. And this incident, we do when we think about tabletops, and it's cool that Mark's on from a security aspect. But when we think about tabletops, we think about ransomware, we think about BEC, we think about things of that nature that we're personally as an org being attacked. But this one, from a continuity or BCDR perspective, was one that, you have to ask yourself as an MSP how much, not only were the mission critical apps that support my customers' revenue, but I bet a lot of people found out there were security products that were on AWS platform as well that you may not have known until, like, I forget which email security product it was. Someone was telling me, but they're like that was down as a result. So it's I'll put the article in. It's really a fascinating look into third-party risk management, Chip, but a different way to look at it. Any closing thoughts on that? You already
I mean, I love the visual. I love the way we're looking at it. My only closing thought is we often talk about the communication side of these things, Andrew, and I think AWS has done a pretty good job of that.
Oh
I
yeah,
just, uh,
100%.
but I'm stuck on like the root cause malfunction in a network load balancer. Like, why? I'm very interested in the why there, especially I'm not even going to bring up the conversations, side conversations we've had. It's in the back of my head. Um, there's a missing why to that is troubling to me.
Right.
That statement makes it sound as if, oh, well, this was some innocuous little thing that cascaded into taking down all of these services and 13, 14 hours worth of rolling outage for different people and different services. There's a deeper why there. And I'd really like to know what that why is. Not because I'm bashing AWS, because that's how we all learn from it. That's how Google's going to learn from it, how Azure's going to learn from it. Obviously, AWS is going to learn from it. They're going to do something different in the end, but there's an unknown hook in here that, at least for me, it feels like that.
Right. Cool. Well, let's pick up on this next week. I think it's a good kind of post-mortem to talk about. I also have a really good thing on the continuance of SVG attacks, which are on the up. So we'll talk about that as well. All right. Until then, have an awesome weekend. We'll see you next Thursday, everybody.
Thanks,
Tina, have a
everybody.
good
guys.
field.
Bye-bye.
Bye.